Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you there are 7 subtle signs hiding in your walk, your sleep, even in your fingertips that can actually predict how long you'll live after 70? Not guesses, not myths, scientifically proven indicators that most people never notice until it's too late. Imagine finding out your lifespan isn't set in stone. It's still being written day by how you move, think, eat, and even how you feel about your life. These signs don't just measure time, they reveal your future. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what they are before they show up without warning. Let's dive into the real topic of today. One of the strongest predictors of longevity after age 70 isn't your blood pressure, cholesterol, or even your weight. It's how fast you walk. Researchers call it gait speed, and studies show that seniors who walk faster tend to live longer. Why? Because walking speed reflects the health of multiple systems in your body. Your brain's motor cortex, your muscles, your bones, your heart, and even your mood. When you slow down without a clear reason, when your steps feel hesitant or weak, that could be a warning sign. Not just of frailty, but of cognitive decline. On the flip side, people who maintain a brisk, steady pace into their 70s and beyond tend to have healthier brains, stronger hearts, and sharper memory. So if you're wondering where to begin, start by timing yourself walking 10 feet. Your speed matters. And the good news is you can improve it. You see, walking speed isn't just about movement. It's a reflection of your nervous system's coordination. When your brain is sharp, it sends clean, rapid signals to your legs. But when brain health declines, those signals get sluggish and so does your pace. That's why I often tell my patients to view walking as a neurological check-in. Every time you move, your body's telling you something about your brain. And here's the inspiring part. If your walking has slowed, you can still turn things around. Try walking daily, even 15 minutes at a time. Stretch, strengthen your legs, and walk on uneven surfaces to challenge your balance. You're not just training your body, you're teaching your brain to stay young. And remember, aging is not about how old you feel, it's about how strong your signals are from head to toe. A fascinating study published in JAMA found that walking just 0.8 meters per second, about 2.7 feet per second, was the minimum threshold linked to longer survival in seniors. Below that, the risks of disability, hospitalization, and early death rose significantly. But those who walked faster above 1 meter per second lived significantly longer, often by years. That's the power of simple movement. It gives us a measurement far more honest than a mirror or a number on a scale. So next time you're at the park, don't just stroll glide with purpose. Your speed could be your superpower, a glimpse into how well your body and brain are aging. And if your pace is slow today, don't worry, it's a starting point, not a finish line. You can build momentum one step at a time. Now, here's something that might surprise you. The strength in your hands, yes, your grip can actually predict how long you'll live. In fact, grip strength is one of the most consistent indicators of mortality in older adults. It's not just about opening jars or shaking hands. Your grip reflects your entire body's muscle health, your nervous system tone, and even your cardiovascular resilience. When we test grip strength in our clinics, we're not just checking your hands, we're checking how connected your brain is to your muscles. Low grip strength has been linked to cognitive decline, heart disease, and even increased risk of falls. But strong grip, that means strong connection. It means strength at the cellular level. And the great news is grip strength can be trained. It's one of the most modifiable predictors we have. I remember working with a 78-year-old man named Walter. He was tired, losing confidence, and couldn't open water bottles without pain. After a few weeks of simple strength training, squeezing therapy balls, using resistance bands, even hanging from a pull-up bar, everything changed. His mood improved. His energy came back. His sleep got deeper. Why? Because muscles aren't just for looks. They talk to your brain. They release anti-inflammatory proteins. They improve blood flow to your memory centers. When you train your body, you're giving your brain a reason to fight for you. So if your hands feel weak, don't panic. Start where you are. Buy a grip trainer. Use a tennis ball. Carry heavier grocery bags. The stronger your grip, the stronger your future. Let's talk numbers. In one study of over 140 people, researchers found that every 5-kilogram drop in grip strength increased the risk of death from all causes by 16%. That's huge. It means that this simple, cheap, easy test, just squeezing a dynam. Now let's talk about a sign that hides in the dark sleep. If you're over 70 and not sleeping well, it's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Sleep is when your brain repairs itself. When you fall into deep sleep, your brain clears out toxins, strengthens memory, and balances emotional centers. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it increases your risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and depression. In fact, disrupted sleep after age 70 is one of the earliest signs of brain aging. And too often, people treat it like a nuisance instead of the red flag it is. If you're waking up tired, tossing and turning, or relying on pills, your brain is begging you for support because better sleep is better healing. And the good news, sleep can be improved even after decades of trouble. I've seen patients in their 80s who told me, I've never slept well. It's just who I am. But that belief changed when we changed their habits. We got rid of caffeine after noon. We stopped the late night news watching that spike their cortisol. We added magnesium. We dimmed their lights after dinner and encouraged early walks for morning sunlight. Within 2 weeks, their sleep transformed. That's the beauty of neuroplasticity. Your brain wants to get better, but you have to create the conditions. Sleep isn't passive. It's active restoration. And when you learn to honor it, protect it like medicine, your whole system improves. Your immune function, your memory, your mood, all from giving your body the deep rest. It's craving. You don't need perfect sleep. You just need better than yesterday. One of the most groundbreaking discoveries in recent neuroscience is that during deep sleep, your brain activates its glymphatic system, a waste clearance process that washes out toxins like beta amyloid and tau proteins, both of which are linked to dementia. Think of it as a nightly rinse cycle for your mind. Without deep sleep, these proteins build up, causing cognitive fog and memory loss. That's why chronic sleep disruption is such a strong predictor of neurodegeneration. If you want to know how your brain will look at 80, look at how you sleep at 70. And no, naps don't replace deep sleep. You need a full cycle, ideally 7 to 8 hours, with time spent in REM and slow wave stages. Your longevity isn't just about waking hours. It's built while you're resting. Here's something most people overlook. How you feel about life can predict how long you'll live. That's not philosophy, that's science. Seniors who maintain a positive outlook, who have hope, purpose, and emotional connection, live longer. Not slightly longer, significantly longer. One landmark study from Yale found that older adults who held positive beliefs about aging lived 7.5 years longer than those with negative views. Why? Because your thoughts shape your biology. They impact stress, hormones, inflammation, immunity, even the way your genes express themselves. Your mindset literally communicates with your body. That's why we say, change your story, change your life. If you believe your best years are behind you, your body listens. But if you believe they're still ahead, your brain begins preparing to meet them. I remember a woman named Evelyn, 83 years old, who came to see me after her husband passed. She said, I feel like I've died too, just slower. That grief was heavy. But what changed her wasn't medicine, it was meaning. She started painting again, volunteering, mentoring young girls at her church. And slowly, her spark came back. Her blood pressure improved. Her cognition sharpened. The power of purpose is medicinal. It releases oxytocin, calms the amygdala, and gives your life rhythm. When you wake up with something to give, your brain stays alive. That's the truth. You're not here to just survive. You're here to serve. Whether it's caring for a plant, calling a friend, or telling your story, your legacy extends your life. Don't wait for someone to give you purpose. Create it. If you feel alone, let me say this. Your feelings are valid, but they're not a life sentence. Social isolation increases mortality risk as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how serious it is. Humans are wired for connection, especially in old age. Loneliness triggers cortisol, shrinks the hippocampus, and accelerates brain aging. So if you want to live longer, start by reaching out. Join a walking group. Start a gratitude journal. Talk to someone about what you're really feeling. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. When your heart opens up, your health follows. I've seen it time and time again. The people who live past 90 with joy in their eyes, they're not the fittest or richest. They're the most connected to people, to purpose, and to themselves. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. But after 70, it becomes even more true. Your diet becomes a direct message to your brain, telling it whether to thrive or decline. The foods you choose either feed inflammation or fight it. They either grow your brain or shrink it. That's why older adults who eat more leafy greens, berries, healthy fats, and omega-3s consistently live longer and perform better cognitively. The MIND diet, which blends the Mediterranean and DASH diets, has been shown to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's by up to 53% when followed rigorously. That's not a trend, that's a blueprint for life. And the sooner you start feeding your brain right, the longer your brain will work for you. Your fork is your future. There's one food I tell every senior to reduce: sugar. Not just candy, but refined carbs, sodas, and processed grains. Sugar causes inflammation, insulin resistance, and spikes in blood glucose that damage your brain and your arteries. If you want to live longer, stabilize your blood sugar. Instead of reaching for white bread or cereal, try walnuts, avocado, or eggs. Swap soda for water with lemon. Eat the rainbow, colorful vegetables, feed your microbiome, which communicates directly with your immune system and mental health. Your gut and brain are talking every second. When you feed your gut well, your brain smiles back. This is your power. Aging well isn't just about cutting things out. It's about adding in the right nutrients day after day, meal after meal. In Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the world's longest living people, elders follow a rule called hara hachi bu, which means eat until you're 80% full. They don't stuff themselves. They nourish themselves. They focus on fish, sea vegetables, sweet potatoes, and herbs that calm inflammation. In our clinics, we teach seniors to eat with that same intention. Slow down, chew more, eat real food that grew from the earth. Every bite you take is information, and your cells are listening. Feed them what they need to repair, not just survive. Aging isn't a punishment. It's an invitation to live cleaner, smarter, and slower. Let your meals reflect the respect you have for your future. Longevity begins on your plate. This might sound strange, but how fast your brain processes information is one of the clearest signs of how well you'll age. It's called cognitive processing speed, how quickly you understand, react, and adapt to new information. After 70, this tends to slow down. But here's what science shows. Those who maintain fast processing speed are more independent, more alert, and more likely to live longer. Why? Because your brain is your command center. The quicker it interprets signals, the faster your body can respond to danger, navigate balance, or manage complex thinking. When your brain slows too much, reaction time drops, falls increase, and memory suffers. But the best part? Processing speed is highly trainable even in your 80s. Let me tell you about a patient named Mark. He was 74, retired, and felt like he was slipping. He'd forget names, miss exits while driving, and fumble for words. We started him on daily brain training exercises, crossword puzzles, dual task walking, memory recall drills, even reaction apps on his iPad. And guess what? Within 3 months, he was sharper. His gait improved. His confidence returned because the brain, when challenged, adapts. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you don't use it, it atrophies. But if you push it, even gently, it grows. If you want to live longer, read more, play more, learn new skills. Stay curious. Brain speed isn't about IQ. It's about how engaged your mind is with life. So now you've heard the 7 signs. They're not magic. They're not locked away in a hospital or hidden inside a genetic code. They're in your steps, in your sleep, in your strength. They're in the way you process the world and the way you wake up in the morning. They're in the food you eat and the thoughts you feed yourself. The truth is, aging doesn't mean decline, it means choice. Every one of these signs is a signal, and every signal is something you can strengthen starting today. You're not powerless. You're not broken. You are in transition, and how you move forward from here is entirely up to you. When I work with older adults, I often hear the same sentence: I wish I had known this sooner. But let me tell you something important. Knowing it now is still enough. Your body hasn't given up on you. Your brain hasn't given up on you. Your soul hasn't given up on you. You still have time. You still have room to grow. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even their 90s regain clarity, regain mobility, regain joy, not because of a miracle, but because they changed how they lived. They moved more, slept better, connected deeper. They stopped waiting and started choosing. And that choice changed everything. Longevity isn't a number. It's a relationship with your body, your brain, your beliefs. If you treat those relationships with respect, they treat you with years, real meaningful, active years. And it starts with the tiniest step. Maybe tonight you get to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe tomorrow you go for a 10-minute walk. Maybe you replace one sugary snack with something green. These may feel small, but your brain notices them. It rewards consistency, not perfection. And that's the greatest news of all. You don't need to change everything. You just need to change something. Now ask yourself, which of these 7 signs do I need to focus on first? Don't try to fix them all. Pick one, just one, and let that become your gift to yourself this week. You've made it this far in life through struggle, joy, loss, love, grief, change, and here you are, still capable of becoming more. That's incredible. You're not at the end of your story. You're at the beginning of a new chapter, and how you write it is up to you. Take this as your invitation from me, from science, from your future self. Take back control of your mind and body. Live with purpose. Walk with strength. Think with clarity. Love deeply. And above all, believe this truth. Your best years don't have to be behind you. They can still be ahead. You just have to claim them. Let's begin. Right now,